Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian own, nothing control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. This is the vault, episode 790. What are we on, like 96? We'll tell you in a second here. We're 95. Trust accounts. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. This is one of those episodes we always get content from our trustees, people that go through trustee training. But this is one of those ones where trustees say, "Oh, Trust Christian, I just need to open up the trust account so I can get one trust account open." Then they find out in trusteeship that there may be a property account, there may be an account for this, there may be an account for that. A lot of times, a lot of trustees, they got all these different goals and ambitions. Everything don't go in the same trust account. That's that. Everything's not gonna go in the same trust account. So trustees, when you're sitting out here saying, "Oh, Trust Christian, I gotta get one trust account open. I'm gonna do one trust account. What bank should I go with? I'm gonna go to one bank and only deal with one bank." Ladies and gentlemen, you know you're gonna have to deal with more than one bank account, cause more than one trust account. Cause most people are not able to do everything in one account, whether y'all know it or not. Why? Because it's a lot to manage in one. And that's why we have multiple families. They should have something that leads and funnels to a greater one. But on the back end of that, the focus is to actually have, make sure that there's asset protection. Asset protection comes from it being separated. So that's Trust Christian for you there. It's definitely one of those things where, trustees, oh, Trust Christian, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to open up the bank account. Okay, that's one account. Do you have accounts for the property maintenance, the insurance? The insurances can have their own account in and of itself. A lot of people are not familiar with that. Of course they do. It depends on the type of insurance for sure, but definitely, for sure, for sure, multiple accounts. What are some of the accounts? Housing. Could there be a food account? Some people don't know or may think like, well, is that a budgeting system or how does this work out? All these accounts. Now you're telling me I gotta manage even more. Trust Christian, and that's the point. Trusteeship's not for everybody. You want to divide it up. You want to separate it. It's not an option. We all do it, whether y'all know it or not. It's like saying, why do you have a charity account versus an actual for-profit account? That's the case. That's the case. You make it a point to have the division of the assets. Just like, oh, I want to get it out of my name. Right. You don't want to have it all in one account. So we're going to go ahead and give all the trustees a heads up. Oh, Trust Christian, I got to figure this out. I'm figuring it out on my own. I'm doing it on my own. Well, Trust Christian has no problem with doing an episode and let you know straight up. Sure, there's going to be multiple accounts. And it shouldn't just be one, and it shouldn't just be two. Oh man, Trust Christian, this is getting a little deep here. I got the account, but who's gonna be on there or something? If something happens to me, whose name's gonna be the account? That's why you got to network with sophisticated managers. You actually could find a trustee on the banking side or someone in the estate wealth side, and they could act as a fiduciary at one point if something happens to you. But how do you have that? Some people call it power of attorney. But how are you going to have that for multiple for one account, let alone multiple accounts? You got to have that person. You got to have these people. You got to have a team, and the team's going to help you manage the multiple accounts. Trust Christian, oh man, you always talked about a team. Of course, you're gonna have a team managing multiple accounts. Of course. Why wouldn't you have multiple teams managing multiple accounts? Why wouldn't you? It's that simple. Oh man, Trust Christian. Oh man, Trust Christian. I'm gonna do it all in one account. I don't know how to manage multiple accounts. See, we were thinking about this, how the mentors trained us properly. So this is y'all getting exclusives. Oh, Trust Christian. You were trained. That's true. The mentors told us to go to financial institutions, big financial institutions, what you would consider private wealth institutions. But oh no, Judge Christian, I don't have $25,000 to put in the account. I don't have $50,000 to put in the account. I don't have $250,000 to put in the account. That's what we could say. That's what people would say. Oh, that's what it is. Because you don't have that amount, you're not gonna go in there and interview them. The mentors, here we go. You say, oh, Trust Christian, what am I going into the bank and doing? The mentors told us to go in and interview the financial institutions. How many of y'all going to go out and be able to interview a financial institution? Go out, interview a financial institution, go sit with a financial institution, ask them what they have available for trustees. So you can know, okay, this is what I got to work towards. Then you know, okay, I'm working to interview these people. Because guess what? If you're building a trust, aren't you building it for someone else to manage? Yeah, then you should be interviewing those people. And who easier to interview than somebody that has to sit there, they have to listen to you, and they got to act professional, and they actually have a level of education that says by default they might be competent. Nah, Trust Christian, I wasn't trained that way. I was trained you just put your money in the bank and it's a deposit relationship. That's not what our mentors trained us to do. They trained us to have well beyond a depository relationship with financial institutions. So we actually have to go out and meet financial institutions and financial relationships all the time. Oh no, Trust Christian, you talk about golf all the time. That's all you be talking about is we got to play golf, which is the number one sport in the world for all the ones that they got more golf courses than they got basketball courts in the world. They got more golf courses that cost more money than soccer fields. But people want to play these games out here. I'm not going to play golf because they don't have a golf course where I live. Yeah, you got to go to it. You got to get the club. You got to watch the videos online and get the swinging. Because it's the number one sport in the world. And so the reason why we bring this up is because what do you think the bankers want to do? The financial people want to get away. They're trying to cultivate relationships off the work and do it on the golf course. Well, what do you think? How do you think you build that relationship with a financial institution? You meet them at the golf course. You get them away from work. Oh, Judge Christian, that's what it is. I get more business done on the golf course, right? The mentors trained us that way. You get more business done on the golf course. Why? Because you're out there for 3 or 4 hours. The banker ain't got nowhere to go for 3 hours now, right? Right. See, these are the type of thought processes that we heard, so we know where to invest our time. While you're spending 3 to 4 hours watching football on Sunday, guess what? We're gonna be at the golf course with the other guys that understand. Guess what? Golf's actually bigger than your football sport, so that's why we're swinging the golf club on the Sunday while they're playing football. You hear the difference? Oh, Trust Christian, I don't want to hear this because I fell in love with football. I love the football game. This is such an incredible thing. I love soccer. I love the footy. I want to play the footy. Right. The guys that are running the team, they're playing golf. Trust Christian, I don't want you to tell me this because I don't want to change. For the ones of y'all that do want to change, for the ones of y'all that say, Trust Christian, I needed the secret weapon, man. I'm out here slaving away. We're going through it. Yeah, you going through it. All right. Guess what? You gonna have to. Now you know. But my body, my hand-eye coordination, I'm a little overweight or whatever it is, man. I don't work out. I can't be walking no golf course, man. I don't never even play golf. I never even thought about it. Right. What's funny is you actually get in golf. You get invited to play golf. So for all y'all to think somebody just going to tell y'all, hey, meet me at the golf course, they not. They're going to invite you to a game. So if you can't play, you're not going to get invited. So you don't need to worry about, oh man, how am I going to meet these people? And guess what? When you're meeting the bankers, they have other relationships on the golf course. Oh, no, Trust Christian, I wasn't brought up in such a highfalutin society. We were actually looking at, see, this is where we bust our chops. This is where Trust Christian going to be able to bust our chops now. The mentors used to bust our chops. We're going to bust your chops. So we were thinking about, we saw this event, and it's polo. You ask the average person, oh, Trust Christian, why would I go to a polo match? This sounds goofy. But you're going to spend money going to the $30 football game so you can sit in nosebleed seats. Oh man, I gotta get to the Super Bowl, Trust Christian. I'm willing to sit in the nosebleed seats at the Super Bowl. Yeah, yeah, you're willing to pay to sit in the nosebleed. There's nosebleed seats at the Super Bowl, whether y'all know it or not. It's nosebleed seats. So since it's nosebleed seats, those seats cost more than $100. But oh no, Trust Christian, I'm not gonna go to a polo match where the audience, the bankers, are sitting at. The families with the money, where I gotta go in these rooms, Trust Christian, and meet these families with the money because I got my family's supposed to have some money, and then I'm networking and being with other families. What Trust Christian say? Trust Christian tell you, people in trust deal with other trustees, right? Right. But oh no, Trust Christian, I find it a hard time to meet them because I'm gonna sit on my couch and I'm gonna watch the football game. Or matter of fact, I'm gonna take my kids and we're gonna go to the nosebleed seats of the basketball game. Oh, Trust Christian, we're just giving y'all what we've heard and what we sharing with y'all. It's nothing wrong with those activities. There's nothing wrong with them. Trust Christian's pointing out to you all though. Oh, Trust Christian, I'm in trusteeship now. I'm supposed to be a different level. I'm supposed to be in the 1%, Trust Christian. I'm moving a certain type of way. Trust Christian, I think I'm going to survive after first or second generation. Y'all think you're going to survive first generation? This is going to be the funniest thing. Trust Christian going to be gone to see it. Trust Christian going to be gone and not going to see it. And it's the same thing for y'all. The only difference is there's a system that you will not be able to avoid. It's a system of generational wealth. You will not be able to avoid it. If you build a system of generational wealth, it will. It just gets. Oh man, I could do it whatever way I want. Have at it. Trust Christian, we're gonna go ahead and tell you because the formula is in front of your face. If you're sitting here talking about you in trusteeship, then you understand it's a system. It's a trustee generational wealth system. You put a system in place so it can outlive you. Oh, Trust Christian, that's what we talk. Yeah, we're not talking job talk. We're talking system talk. Oh, Trust Christian, I don't want to hear this type of talk. I don't want to have to grow to the next level of system thinking. I'm not trying to be a system guy. Right, you're already in one. You're in the solar system. But people don't want to hear this. I don't want to be in a system. Right, you're in a system. You went through the public school system, but I don't want to be in a system. Right, you got to build a system. You got to build a system. There's a physical system. There's an emotional system. There's a mental system. Oh, Trust Christian, I don't want to hear that. We know you don't. But for the ones of y'all that want to hear it, Trust Christian, I need the secrets, man. I'm going to listen to the podcast. I'm going through it. I'm ready. In my physical. The trust, the family estate has a health plan for you, correct? Correct. As a trustee, correct? You got to adhere to it. You got to get busy. The trust is only as good as your health. Oh, Trust Christian, how do you know this stuff? Because we're living it. You got to have a health system. That was one of the first things the mentors, indirectly told us. See, a lot of the people on the internet, they're not going to tell you, but you see a lot of these guys in business and women in general nowadays, they'll tell you, you got to maintain your health. You want to make sure you got some type of fitness regimen or something. Oh, Trust Christian, I don't want to have a fitness regimen. I'm a goofball. Exactly. That's it. It's not, it's no negotiation. But that's why people are beneficiaries and people are trustees. So let's get back to the trustees. Oh, Trust Christian, all right, I'm gonna do my fitness routine. I got a fitness routine. I'm happy you brought that up because I wanted to know that I'm not supposed to neglect my health over the money. What's funny is one of the last high net worth investor events we went to, or one of them this year so far, we're sitting in a room with literally we got a chance to sit next to the founder of a $60 billion asset under management firm, their personal trainer. Now, who do you think has some probably like important conversations with the founder? Like, this gentleman has been in business for 30 years plus. That's just what it is. This man is running a $40 billion operation. And we sat next to his personal trainer at an event. And we got a chance to have some time with the personal trainer. We're just talking to the personal trainer like, all right, personal trainer, talk to us, man. What are you doing, man? Talk to us. Oh man, I come to the house, or we have this studio and we're training. Okay, so like when y'all there, are y'all talking? Yeah, we talk. Okay, what do y'all talk about? Well, sometimes we'll talk about the markets and things like that. I have some business interest and things like that. Now, once again, the personal trainer is not a billionaire. But the question is also, are you a billion? Are you a millionaire? Question is, are you financially independent where you actually like this person and you're only training them because you like them at this point? This person is giving you enough financial information to where, I got enough financial information from this person, so if I don't want to do this anymore, I don't have to. I don't want to, but I like you. And you help me become financially independent. Oh, trust Christian. That's how it goes. See, people don't want to hear that though. Oh yeah. You think you're supposed to be working for $20 an hour for the rest of your life? $100 an hour for the rest of your life? What's the most this individual could get? $1,000 to train somebody successful? That's a billionaire? Maybe. $1,000? Come on. The dude's only training 4 days a week. We talked about it. How often does he train? These are the questions Trust Christians asking a personal trainer of a billionaire. Are you able to get that close to the billionaire? Are you that close to be able to say, okay, all right, I'm talking to this guy. He's got a personal trainer. This guy's over 60 years old. He's got a personal trainer. Okay, great. He's in trusteeship. He may not be at a gym. He's got a personal trainer. They do it maybe in private. Okay, great. The emotional component. Oh, trust Christian, the emotional component. And guess what? This goes into your accounts because you make deposits to your physical account because you're going to need your health at one point. You make deposits into your emotional account. This is where the mentors, they really honed in and hammered on us, smacked us silly, and made it a point to really hammer it down. Trust Christian, what are you doing for your emotional bank account? But how many people know about an emotional bank account? How many people know what an emotional bank account is? Oh, Trust Christian is an emotional bank account. I don't really know what that is. The emotional bank account. The emotional bank account is making those risky decisions that everybody sits here and says, I'm overwhelmed by the information. I'm overwhelmed by having to make these hard decisions, whether I'm going to go to a family event or whether I'm going to go do some trustee stuff because that's what's going to help this family live longer than me because no one else at the family event I'm able to even talk to about trusteeship. So I'm just going to go do trusteeship stuff because I know once I do the trusteeship stuff, they're automatically always going to be taken care of. The family's going to be taken care of. You're going to be taken care of. The generations are going to be taken care of because you did the trustee decision making things that you got to do. The emotional decisions that you got to make. Probably one of the more challenging things along the way. We'll say that for sure, but you just gotta get over it. A lot of people don't want to talk from this perspective. You see some entrepreneurs, trustees on the internet telling you a lot of it's just shutting your emotions off, especially in business. But a lot of trustees, they don't want to hear that. Oh, trust Christian. I I'm so emotional about business. It's so emotional. It's emotional. I don't know how to get over the emotion of the business. Exactly. That's why Trust Christian's bringing it up so you can build up your trust account, so you can build up the emotional trust account. So you can build it. Stop sitting here talking about, oh man, Trust Christian, it's pulling me down. I'm way down. I have this big number in my head. I have so many things that I want to do in my life and in the trusteeship and I don't have the support that I need emotionally right now in life, so it's not easy to get up and be consistent every day. Okay. That comes from your emotional account. It doesn't come from your logical account. It doesn't come from that. It comes from you having the energy. The emotions are the energy. You got to have the passion. You got to have the love for the game. Or you got to have the love for future generations that you can't see. Like these morons over the internet want to tell you, you're not going to be remembered in 3 generations. Yeah, and that's why they're not. But if you stepping up to the plate and saying, you know what? I'm going to give someone a reason to remember me, to thank me later, even if it's going to be later, not now. I'm going to give them a reason. But oh no, Trust Christian, man, it's just so lonely over here, my significant other doesn't even study hard like me, I'm just like doing it all by myself. Y'all don't want to hear this though. Trust Christian knows the truth. We know what's going on. My significant other not really studying business, and I'm the one just having to do it all. That's why you gotta build up your emotional bank account. Because when you're doing it for the significant other. That's the facts. So you gotta dig into those emotions. And that's just bottom line. Build up the account. Trust Christian, you go there. The next account, the mental account. Oh man, Trust Christian, I don't know if I could find the time to think. Now this is the wildest one too. Trust Christian was thinking. Most of the mentors will say the average person isn't thinking. A lot of people think they thinking. Oh man, Trust Christian, I'll be overthinking. You're not overthinking. You're worried. You're not overthinking. We finally cracked the code. You're not overthinking. There's no such thing as overthinking. You're either thinking or you're not thinking. Ain't no overthinking. Overthinking technically means you're worrying. You're anxious. Going back to the emotional bank account. So when we talk about the mental account, we're talking about the ability to think outside of your situation, to step outside of the box, to not think with conventional wisdom. No, man, if everybody's doing it, I'm going to do it too. No, the mental box says, guess what? If everybody's doing it, I shouldn't be doing it. Why? Because I'm supposed to be financially independent. Why would I be doing what everybody else is doing? Is everybody financially independent? No. For a reason. They chose not to. They made the decision. They thought, well, it's best to just do this. Right. But you're now thinking beyond what you can see, beyond what you're currently doing. And you can say, you know what? I got to think about this situation outside my situation so I can get out of this situation. Thinking. Thinking. Oh, Trust Christian, I don't know. You're losing me here. You know, you're talking about the word thinking. I heard about the word thinking. I think I'm thinking. You're not thinking. Most people aren't thinking. They're in a trance. They're just living. They're existing. They're autopiloting. Thinking is when you slow the process down and you step outside the box and you say, okay, that is my situation, but I'm going to step out as if I'm not me, and I'm going to look at this situation objectively. Look at this situation. That's why Trust Christians has fun with it, because you can step outside yourself and look at your situation. Say, okay, how do I make this situation better? How do I improve this situation? If think about it, you're now looking at yourself from your perfect self. Okay, I'm gonna step into my perfect self real quick. It's the thinking mind, and I'm going to actually think about how to get myself out of this situation or get myself into another situation. I gotta think about that though, because otherwise I might as well just go back into the situation and keep operating on autopilot. But oh no, Trust Christian, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to think. I know that's not saying, because I might not do the same things I'm doing right now. Correct. I might not be around the same people that I am around right now. Correct. I might not wear the same thing. I might not eat the same thing. Y'all know y'all got habits that you want to change. That's the thinking mind saying, I don't want to do this anymore. Come up with a plan. The thinking mind. Thinking. You're thinking about it. Thinking about it. Thinking about it. Oh, why is it that most wealthy people read the book called Think and Grow Rich? For all y'all that want to know, how do I solve the mystery, Trust Christian? Well, we could tell you. You got to read Think and Grow Rich to a degree. Why? Because it says think and grow rich. You're not supposed to work and grow rich, but you don't want to hear this. You don't want to hear it. Why? Because, Trust Christian, I've been programmed my whole life to be a slave. I've been trained my whole life to do what other people told me to do. I can't do it for myself. I can't think for myself. Oh, okay. That's what it is. Trust Christian, we just got used to it. Seeing people say that. But there are many out there that we know, whether that's the entrepreneurs, the investors, successful ones at that, they thought. Not to say people that are working don't think, but there's a difference between there's the difference between entrepreneurship and being an employee. So we're not going to go, there's no poo-pooing one or the other. Entrepreneurs hire employees because why? We want them to get into a system and click 1, 2, 3 and do the same thing over and over and not and actually do the work that we hired them to do on repeat. And then guess what? If something happens to them, we can actually plug someone right back into that position because our business model is so built well that anybody could feel it, like a McDonald's. Anybody could stand at the cash register. That's why they don't need people at the cash register no more, because they got an automatic machine that'll do it. So we want to do automation. We want to do duplication. We want those things. That comes from thinking, though. You You gotta build your mental account. Oh, I just gotta study. And Trust Christian was thinking about that actually. And a lot of people get poo pooed on for studying. Some of y'all might get poo pooed on for your significant other. Oh, all you do is read these trust books. You're obsessed with this trust information. You're obsessed with this legal information. You're going too far. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, yeah, stupid stuff. Just the lower level thinking, and that's how you know you gotta get rid of it. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. Always appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. Christian at trustchristian.com. You can reach out for a consultation. Y'all talk about the Holy Trinity, the Holy Triune, the trusteeship. Trust Christian gave it to y'all. Whether that's the physical, the emotional, the mental, these are the accounts you got to build up. Because when you build up your mental, you building up how you invest properly. When you build up your emotional, you build up the resilience that you need for trusteeship. But everybody wants it to be a cakewalk. Well, if it was a cakewalk, we would see you in the rooms already. That's bottom line. Y'all don't want to know. Trust Christian could have easily been doing interviews with the billionaires that we know. The only thing is, Trust Christian just respects them so much that sometimes we want to enjoy the relationship for ourselves and not just blast people on the internet. Some of them don't want to be bothered, but we could do interviews with them. We could do interviews with them for sure. Because you're building up that relationship even when you do an interview. You're building up the account. Why? Because you're getting their thought process. You think if you meet somebody that's managing $40 billion and they built it from scratch in their lifetime, you think that y'all not going to learn something? That's the mental account. The emotional account is, man, I got to sit in front of this person and not feel inferior. I got to sit in front of this person and feel comfortable, like not thinking about their money, but thinking about them as a human and thinking about how they're just like me. They have to put their pants on just like me. So I have to, not emotionally be in awe. Some people might be emotionally captivated. This is just real talk. A lot of people don't want to hear that. Oh man, Trust Christian, no, I'm not captivated. Yeah, you are. That's why you celebrate celebrities. Trust Christian, we've sitting around celebrities. Oh man, Trust Christian, I was sitting around a celebrity, man. Some celebrity, some celebrity, man. It's a celebrity, man. Yeah, what is a celebrity? You caught up on celebrityism instead of focused on yourself and focused on getting the information that you need from the person that you need and building a relationship. You Trust Christian, we gotta sit around these celebrities. Oh man, I went in the first round. So what? I got $3 million at 20 years old. I got a $25 million contract at 20 years old. Okay. But y'all don't want to hear, yeah, I got $20 million at 20 years old. The government took half of it, and then I spent the rest of it. Okay, 20, we chop you down to 10. Y'all almost want to know, does the athlete or whoever have a million or two after the first year? Oh, yeah? Hey, I spent $8 million in 1 year. That's impossible. To who? The ones that did it or the ones that's not? Could easily spend $8 million in a year. Easy. Especially if you go to the league. Oh man, we gotta go get the mansion now. We about to go get the Rolls maybe. Or we gonna go get the Lamborghini. Or we gonna go try to get on the list for the Ferrari. We're gonna try to get us a McLaren. Y'all wanna talk? $200,000. Just like that. I might get two of these. That's $500,000. We got taxes. We got insurance. I gotta buy this for my parents. Maybe you give them $1 million house. I mean, it's just money going out the window. Half of it went to taxes though. But we talking about being a solid trustee. Making sure you got the right accounts. People think it's just a bank account. But it's the emotional bank account. It's the mental bank account and it's the physical bank account. And people wanted to, oh, Trust Christian, I thought you was going to skip over the physical bank account because no one really wants to say that you got to be healthy. Everybody just wants to tell you to make some money. Yeah, but if you don't have your health right, how are you going to be able to think clearly? And it's Trust. Y'all don't want to know. We literally are around elite trustees. It doesn't matter how old they are. You don't want to know. Oh, they're 70 years old and they still working out. We're in the era. We said on the line the other day. The mentor literally pulled out a book that said 100 is the new 30. So for all of y'all that think, oh, Trust Christian, I might die before I'm 100. We're sitting around what you call multimillionaires, billionaires, reading books, disseminating information to help them live to 100 and longer. Oh, Judge Christian, no one in my family did that, so I'll probably go before that. Right. But there are others out here, they're looking to enjoy a long life, to see some things, to do some things, to experience some things. It's that simple. You got to build up your accounts. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. Trust Christian, appreciate y'all for tuning in live, listen, and replay. Once again, Trust Christian is excited to hear from trustees. Got a lot of good things going on, and just want to continuously hear good things from trustees right now. Trustees are making some moves, and we always know trustees are making moves. But ladies and gentlemen, as a trustee, we're always getting better. And this is one of the resounding messages in trusteeship. That's why we're able to get to 700 episodes, is because Trust Christian has gotten better. The vault has gotten better. We've got more assets under management at this point than we did back then. That's how you got to do it. Assets come in various different forms. We can do an episode on that, but assets come in various different forms. So are you building up the asset accounts, the different various accounts? That could be relationships, that could be your health, that could be your mental, that could be emotional, that could be the capital itself. But are you building up those accounts? Not just one account. Oh, I gotta go open up the trust account. I'm gonna have everything go in one trust account with one bank. Okay. Trust Christian, go ahead and give you a heads up. You didn't run into a wall, but you did know. Okay, wow, we gotta think big, we gotta expand, we gotta think bigger. Okay, great. I might have this one for this and this one for this. Exactly. As a trustee, right? So we appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, that's Christian at trustchristian.com for trustee training, trusteeship, peace, and joy.